And in getting a take on where we are and what this means and what likely happens next, NewsNation correspondent-at-large Geraldo Rivera. My brother, someone
Chris.
you once called a dear friend and had issues with surrounding January 6th. How do you believe President Donald John Trump comported himself today, and what do you expect to come?
Let me start just with a PS, if I can. I thought that was the most charming thing he has said about his wife in many speech. He usually doesn't refer to her or at all. If he does, it's just in passing. And I thought it was very charming. I thought that it was very loving, very natural. And he is at his best. And even recognizing Governor Abbott there in the audience. He's at his best when he's not shrill. When he goes to those grievance lists that you referenced, Chris, he certainly loses me and his audience. But he did have one thing I really want to point it out, that sealed the deal, that showed that this is really the most remarkable comeback in the history of politics. I think, I don't know every other country's history of politics, but I do know that where he came from, leaving in ignominy, sneaking out of the Capitol the last time, missing all of these great and important events no grace at all shown. But he has shown now how the comeback is so profound. And what is interesting is that he says that his life was saved by God from the assassin's bullet so he could make America great again. I believe when he said that in that speech, that he really believes it. He believes there is an anointment that has happened, a miracle that has happened, that his toughness and his resolve has been rewarded by his incredible return in triumph to the presidency of the United States, Chris. I think that, what worries me more is what he's going to do tomorrow. I think today was a great success for Trump, Chris.
Well, as we both know, Geraldo, the commitment of grace, right? Even if he's right, even if you choose to believe, and that's what it was, the commitment is what do you do with it? So if he's right, it doesn't matter whether or not he's right or wrong. It's a question of what he does with it. And how important is to you the first couple of moves? What do you expect them to be? And what are you looking for in terms of media coverage of the same?
The media, I think, will. Let me suspend the media. I mean, we have the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. All of us, we pay taxes.
Yes, we do.
When he said to me that today, when he announced that there's going to be an External Revenue Service, to collect on these tariffs and the taxing of foreign entities, I thought that was a very pragmatic step that those Doge guys might dig. That he's going to have an ERS, an External Revenue Service, to tax people that are going to be paying these tariffs. In terms of the border stuff, I think that's going to, where the rubber really meets the road with these new policies. I believe that it will be tremendously disruptive, and there'll be no easy enactment of these executive orders concerning immigration and deportation and so forth. In terms of making the cartels foreign terrorist organizations, what does that mean? Like many of these policies, does that mean the U.S. military will be engaged in crossing over the borderline and invading Mexico, attempting to get these bad actors? It's very, very problematic. And if I was the president of Panama right now, I'd be worried.
Well, look, I'm sure a lot of people are worried because. But look, here's the thing. What's the balancing? The balancing is this. They're not new to Trump. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody knows what he's about. Everything that he does is what should be the focus. We'll see if the media has learned that lesson. We'll see if Trump has learned that lesson. Early indication is no. He is who he is, and he does what he likes to do, which is what we just saw in this address. I'm just happy it wasn't the one he gave after the inaugural, which I thought was much more effective to the cause of this country. But hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.